In this video, I want to demonstrate how to trick Structure LE and Structure Free into scanning the patches folder and adding that information to its database. The reason Structure has a database, for those who don't understand, is so that you can organize your patches and organize searching through your patches when you're looking for a particular sound. And all samplers have usually all samplers or most samplers have some kind of database to let you sort through them to help you find what it is you're looking for. Now, the full version of Structure has the ability to scan the patches folder and add that information to the database, but Structure LE and Free were limited, and they aren't supposed to have that ability. Although when Structure LE was first introduced a few years ago, it would, after install, it would scan the patches folder the first time. But I've noticed that since then, installing the latest version of Structure LE, that the needed registry entry is no longer there and it won't scan the patches folder. But based on what I'm going to show you how to make it do that anyway. Now, the information I'm basing this on is posted on the Duck by Air Support a couple of years ago. And here's instructions for, this specifically is treating the problem when the Structure database is empty or the database file was deleted or corrupted, and how to go about resolving that issue. I tried to do this once on a Mac. I wasn't successful the first time, so I gave up. I didn't try any further. It's possible that the path is not correct to the particular plist file or something like that, but I don't know. I didn't investigate it, but I've done this quite a few times here on a Windows machine, and I'm sure with just a little bit of modifications, it'd be pretty easy to figure out how to do this on a Windows 7 machine too. So based on this information, there's an Air database file located here in the Air content folder, and it would be air.db. If there is one, you delete it. If there isn't one, don't worry about it. It just hasn't been made yet. Based on what I'm showing you also, sometime in the future, you can also trash your database based on this information and then have Structure rescan it and recreate the database again. But also in the registry, it says there's supposed to tell the correct content path in the scan directories key, or actually it's a scan directories string value located in the HKey current user software DigiDesign Structure scan directories or Structure key scan directory string value. So we're looking here in HKey current user software DigiDesign Structure, and we can see the Structure key is open. There's keys also below it, but we're in the Structure key. Right here we have these particular strings that are in here, and we find that there is no scan directory string value, so we're going to create it. We right-click and say New String Value, and we're going to name it Scan Directories, SCANDIRS, hit Enter. Then we're going to right mouse click and say Modify. And the value data we need to add is the path to the content folder where you store your Structure patches. On my particular PC, it's in Program Files DigiDesign Structure. That's where I store all my patches. So we're going to copy that path. And you can see the Structure factory libraries are in here. I've got other things like Air Users Group, things I bought from the Air Users blog, Digital Sound Factory, stuff like that. When you place this path in the Structure string in the registry, it will scan all the subfolders within these. So it'll find all the patches in there and add that to the database. So we add that to the value data, the path to where the patches folder is located. And I say OK. So now I have a scan directories key in the registry, and we're going to go into Pro Tools, and we're going to bring up Structure, and the first thing it's going to tell us is that it's found new content, and there it is. New content has been installed and will be registered to Structure's database now. This may take a while. Please wait. And it shows you the path that's scanning Program Files DigiDesign Structure. Okay, and there's Structure. And now if we go to the database, we will see that all of the patches and the data that are in the patches are now showing up here in the database. And we can sort by, I'm looking for an electric bass. What kind of electric bass? I'm looking for a J bass or jazz bass. Well, there's a vintage jazz bass from the Air Users blog. or maybe I'm looking for a fretless. Air user blog again. In fact, looks like everything in there is from the air user blog. Oh, let's see, DigiDesign patches for electric bass. We have a fretless, we have a pick bass, we have a finger bass. So yeah, anyway, the database is there to help you find what it is you're looking for fairly quickly. The other thing that if you want your paths to your patches to show up here in this quick launch menu, or you have to create the shortcuts for them to show up here. And where those shortcuts are located is in the favorites folder here on C drive, documents and settings, all users, application data, structure, favorites. And we can see these are the shortcuts to the folders in the structure patch folder, in the content folder here. So air user group is a shortcut to the air user group folder. And the way those are created is you can create them manually and put them in there by creating shortcut and dragging it over here. Or when you're in structure, you can go into the browser and you can navigate to the content folder. And if we want to add a shortcut to the air user group, so it'll show up over here, we go into that folder, and when the folder is showing up here in the line here, we would hit the plus sign, and it's going to create that shortcut for us, so that now, after creating your shortcuts, they will show up in this list so you can navigate to your patches quickly. Anyway, there you go. Hopefully somebody will find this information of value.